So the white knight, Jordan Charitan, who's going around critiquing other people, their content doesn't have substance. It's just clickbait. They're unserious. Look at what he has on his channel. Right? Trump, Trump, Trump. Die for Trump. Bonkers Trump supporters, whatever. Back-to-back Trump videos. Right? And then he has, okay, so I guess it's just the last 3 videos that are just about Trump. So I'm going to edit this part out so I don't look stupid. I'm going to edit it out, so I'll just say, look, he's just talking nothing but Trump. He thinks that, he thinks he's special because he goes underground and he goes and reports on protests and all this kind of stuff, and then he wants to say that people aren't doing, substance, content. But, everybody knows on my channel, I've covered some things of substance. We built a library. All right, let me stop playing around. In case you have not picked up on it yet, this video is sarcastic. This is sarcasm. Sarcasm is what this is. What I just did is the way that a dishonest actor would respond to Jordan Charitan's critiques. Rather than address the substance, like he made a very good point, and I'm going to address this in another video. He talked about one of the greatest fights on the left that's happened recently was basically pin drop. You can hear a pin drop from a lot of these so-called left-wing channels. We're the real left, right? They were absent. This was brought up in a recent interview with Jordan Charitan, and naturally was not directly addressed. It was dance around, change the topic, blah, blah, blah. Did not concede that he made a valid point. Did not in any way try to explain. Well, actually, they did. They tried a very dishonest thing talking about resources. like you need special resources to cover these different protests or union events. So how are they able to cover much of anything else without resources? I mean, the election. They're going to certainly cover the election. How are they going to cover the election without resources? They're not going to be able to go down to all these different states and see what's happening. I mean, it's a completely ridiculous excuse. But anyway, people who feel like he was talking about them are not going to address points like that. And if they do, they're going to play little games like actually was done in that interview. The guy in the interview at some point mentioned when there was a critique about, well, the same critique, right? It was mentioned about Jimmy Dore. He mentions, oh, wait, didn't, I think Jimmy Dore covered one video where the guy, I'm just like, bro. That's a typical disingenuous outlier argument, right? Why would you even, if someone is saying that someone generally hasn't been covering stuff, of what relevance it is that you remember there was one video that they did cover that thing? Unless the person is saying they never cover this at all, they don't have any, unless they're making an absolute statement, why would you bring up the fact that they one time did it? It's like me complaining and saying somebody is late all the time. You're late all the time, right? Now, not being technically accurate in saying all the time, right? Exaggerating there perhaps. But that's the argument. You're always late, right? Not to be taken literally, but making a statement, you're always late. And someone else defending that person says, no, I remember a month ago, he was the first one here. I'm not sure, but I think I remember he came, like, not even sure about, like, the guy that brought up the example from Jimmy Dore's channel. He wasn't even sure. He was like, I'm not sure, but you're not even sure. I mean, you're making the guy's point. You're showing that you would love to disprove the point by showing Jimmy Dore does cover this stuff, But you can't even come up with one example that you're sure about. You're so desperate to try to fight back that you bring up a hypothetical, not hypothetical, but you bring up a possible case where you cover. Like, what? That is someone that is so desperate to accept the truth about what is being said, right? People like that are going to make videos saying they do cover stuff of substance. They're going to mention and show like, hey, I covered this, I covered that, right? They're going to attack his character and say he's this and he thinks because he's special and whatnot, and he's a white man and he's coming in talking about black issues and blah blah blah, right? Everything to stay off of the topic, everything to stay off of the point that he made, right? That's gonna be the response, and there's gonna be many responses, right? Because these people are not interested in the substance, right? They are entertainers, they are content creators, they are YouTubers, right? They are mini versions of mainstream media. We gonna talk about these things that those people don't talk about, and then we not gonna talk about these other things that those people do talk about. So we're gonna create an alternate reality where only certain facts are visible and other facts are not visible, while critiquing our competition for doing the exact same thing that we're doing. Do you think any of these people who would be offended by this content have a single video on their channel detailing the recent Trump indictment? But how many of them might have videos or have mentioned in their videos things that seek to downplay the Trump indictment? Why would that be the case? That is the question. So anyway, I'm going to do a deeper dive into this interview, which I think is interesting. And for those who don't know me, I don't play by anybody's rules. I'm not in anybody's clan. I don't do cliques. I don't pander to my audience, right? I'm not here trying to get views. My channel is small. It's always going to be small. You see the stuff that Jordan Charitan is doing, like, forget the last 3 videos that I'm sure some clown is going to focus on and make that some kind of point. Forget that. Look at all the rest of the stuff that he's talking about. Now, don't take this literally. Nobody wants to see this stuff. Right? And I shouldn't do that because I hate when people do that. They say nobody, you don't mean nobody. There's not a ton of people. Let me be accurate. I shouldn't critique people that do the same stuff. Let me have some integrity, right? There isn't a lot of people that want to see this stuff. Most people don't care about this stuff, right? Look at this video. Protesters brave dangerous DC air to kill Biden mansion. Like, right? They don't want to see that. They want to see, oh, AOC sold out such and such, and the squad is a fraud. Now, I believe the squad are a fraud, right? But that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to pander to people who are disappointed with the squad. I'm just here to be honest about what's happening in our country. And part of what's happening in our country is the squad is a fraud. But that's not the only thing. The other thing that's happening is Trump is being justly indicted. And there's millions of people who believe it's partisan and whatever, and then somehow it's not really, like, right? I'm here to tell the uncomfortable truth. If you watch the channels that will respond and go after Jordan Charitan, if you watch their channels, it's very unlikely that they'll ever post a video that makes you feel uncomfortable, that you don't like. Not saying it won't happen. It's, again, people will argue the opposite, the exception. Generally speaking, you can probably consistently tune into their channel and enjoy their content. My subscribers generally can't say that because I don't give a fuck about your ideology. I don't give a fuck about tribes. Fuck all of that bullshit. I don't care about what's needed to grow your channel and get views and get subscribers. Don't give a fuck. I will always speak the raw truth. I have made many videos that I know piss off some of my most loyal subscribers. I've had top subscribers unsubscribe from me, and I continue to do the same thing that results in that. These people who will respond to Jordan Charitan, they ain't doing that. They ain't doing that. Right? They will argue that that's incorrect, that they've taken a stance, that they've gotten backlash. Yes, once in a while that happens. But for me, that's the norm, not the exception. Just about every video I post is going to make half my audience at least feel uncomfortable. Right? Because my focus is not on creating a bubble and keeping a bubble. You don't come to my channel every day to hear, the Dems suck, or the Republicans. No. Whoever sucks at the moment, I'm talking about it. Right? I was calling out the BLM scam when the BLM scam was going on. Right? I don't know if Jordan Charitan, I don't know where his position on that. But and just to be clear, we're getting more details of that. I definitely respect Jordan Charitan's work. But I think he's a bit naive on some issues. I think he's in his own bubble on some issues, but I understand why. I have run YouTube channels that have been very successful. So not this labor of love that I'm doing here. I've done channels where, I do it competitively, trying to get the most subscribers and views and things like that. Never sold out, but I've done the thing where I'm taking the channel seriously from a, not that I don't take my channel seriously, but I mean seriously from let's just say a business standpoint. Never really full business, but definitely like I'm watching the analytics and trying to pick a good topic, and I don't do none of that stuff. I talk about what I feel is important in the moment. As I hear about it, that's how I do it. So that being said, I've gotten way more views than this. Many 100,000 view videos, multi-million view videos. So I know what it takes to run a successful YouTube channel. And that's without even doing a lot of the traveling and stuff that he's doing. I've done traveling as well for content, but I have not, most of my stuff is not involving going around, so I can't imagine. So being that this is how he pays his bills, I can understand that he probably gets a little bit in his own little bubble, right? Like for example, he doesn't seem to realize the red flags from Cornel West. You know what I mean? And I don't know where he stands now on the squad. I don't think he truly understands how bad things are there either. But between him and the people who are going to make videos attacking him, I'm definitely have much more respect for him. I feel like he is doing respectable work, and there's integrity to his work, as opposed to the very dishonest people that he attacks many times. I don't believe they are doing the same thing he's doing. I think they are running businesses. Not that he's not running, he's running a business as well, but I think he has integrity in how he runs his business, as opposed to them. It's more, ironically, a capitalist approach, right? Doing what it takes to get the most views, focusing on that. It's like more views, more subscribers. This is working, that's not working. Let me do more of the thing that's working, right? Oh, people like COVID videos. Let me keep doing COVID. Oh, COVID this, it's a Rona, right? This kind of stuff that Jordan Charitan is doing is not getting views. I ain't doing that bullshit. Like that's who they are. Anyway, stay tuned for my video. I'm gonna do a deep dive into part of the interview with Jordan Charitan, who again I have respect for, but if I were to do an interview with him, we would definitely have some major disagreements for sure. I am in no tribe, and that includes the status quo tribe. I've seen some people on his channel that I deeply disagree with. There's some woman that was talking some, for lack of a better term, race